My name is Meagan. I am the co-owner of Houston Moms. I am out at Athlete Training and Health this morning up in Spring. And we wanted to just take a moment tell you about some great things they're doing this fall for families, for your kids, as well as give you a little short tour of what the facility looks like. So I'm lucky enough to have Whitney Church with us. Whitney, tell us what you do here and what your role at Athlete Training and Health is.
So I'm the Forever Athlete Manager here, so I work primarily with our older athletes, so 18 and up. I'm the manager, so I kind of deal with all of their programming, just kind of overseeing how everything goes on that side with our older adults.
Okay, perfect. So you're the perfect person to talk to about what a Forever Athlete is, because I don't know that that's a term that we often hear. So a Forever Athlete is who?
So anyone who walks in this building, we consider anyone who comes in to be an athlete with us. We will take you through all of our workouts. We'll push you to the max. And we just, we want you to be happy and healthy and work toward any goals that you have. So anyone really who comes in here to us is an athlete.
Okay. Because I think some of us, especially as we get older, we don't often think of ourselves as athletes. We might be former athletes. Or we may not have done anything in a while, or maybe not ever. And so what does your programming look like? Are we talking like a CrossFit situation? What does this look like?
So it's a little bit less intense, I'd say, than something like CrossFit. I know with them, they kind of do a lot of technical Olympic lifts. Everything is for time. It's always go, go, go. Here, it's a little bit more relaxed than that. We do still have that timed aspect in some cases on some certain days, but more traditional strength training that we'll put you through in our hour classes.
Okay. Because we can see there's a lot of equipment around here,
Yes.
Which looks fancy, and it also can be intimidating to somebody who's just walking in the door. So how do y'all make them feel comfortable that you can actually do this?
You will have a coach with you every step of the way. We're not just a gym that kind of gives you the workout and then says, here, go, we're going to be sitting over here. We will take you step by step, teach you how to do all the proper movements. We're going to make sure that, if you're not as advanced, that we're giving you something that's appropriate for kind of your ability and what you have to offer.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about any of that. We have people that come in that have never worked out before ever in their life. But I love that. I think that's what's really cool about this facility is that you can get, someone who's never worked out before, and in the same class, you've got someone who's been coming for 3 or 4 years now, and their abilities might be a little bit different, but being able to kind of work with it, everyone does the same, workout for the day, but we can adjust it for someone who's never worked out before. We can make it maybe a little bit more challenging for the person who's here every day for the past 4 or 5 years. So I think that's something that's super unique about our facility, and I think we kind of have that community where that person is helping the newbie, right? We like to make sure that everyone feels welcome and very comfortable with what we're doing.
Absolutely. Those modifications are huge. Especially you can't do a full sit-up yet. Like, what is that? Then we start with hands behind our legs and all the things, but you're still getting that same functional movement.
Yes.
And the idea that then grow to the next level.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I will tell y'all, and you'll have to look back at the video. I did one in the Katy location. We're in Spring, so they have in North Houston and Katy. But I did a class, and it's very much that group training aspect where people are encouraging each other and you don't feel intimidated, which is a weird thing,
Yeah, we want it to be fun.
Yeah.
I know the fitness world and all this crazy equipment, like you said before, can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be, right? We can start small and work our way up, and I think we do a really good job, at ATH here of giving that environment, that encouraging environment. We want it to be fun. If it's not fun, it's scary. It's not something that you're going to stick with. So we want you to want to come back because you had such a good time. We work hard, we grind, we sweat, but we want it to be fun. We want you to be able to come back.
Yeah, there's nothing like those endorphins after a great workout. And I will tell you, you will get a great workout here because it was about 4 days. I was still feeling the workout that I did, but I also felt good and it reinvigorated my fitness journey. And so I think that's so important. Now, as we get older, things happen, injuries, backs, knees, all of those. How do you work with
this. If we have anyone that's kind of new coming into class, right off the bat, we're asking if you've ever been in this environment before, do you have any kind of injuries or aches and pains that you're just kind of dealing with, as we age and get older, if we've had a certain surgery, or shoulder surgery, hip surgery, anything like that. And we just open lines of communication is the best way to go about that. We ask you guys, and we want you guys to be honest with us, because yes, we have a workout plan for you guys for today, but we are here to adjust it. We are here to accommodate you. That is our job. And I think all of the coaches here do a very good job at, if that conversation is had and we're talking about it, we can modify any exercise just because it's there. The workout is there. It's not written in stone, right? If you can't do it, we're not gonna make you skip it. We're gonna do something else that is, not focusing on whatever spot is hurting, that just alleviates some of that pain and just goes a little bit of a different route.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And so as we're talking about Forever Athletes, if y'all have questions about what a Forever Athlete is, make sure you drop those. And we're going to kind of transition into student athletes, because I do think something y'all are doing really cool this year for back to school, kind of keeping healthy this fall. You have a family plan.
Yes.
And your family plan right now is 10% off if you sign up for the family plan, and we'll make sure to put that in the comments below so you can get hooked up with that. But the family plan is designed for families to come and work alongside each other. And so you have afternoon classes, evening classes, where your student athlete can work alongside you in a different class, but similar times.
Yes.
So instead of dropping your kid off and you have to just go run errands, you don't drop your kid off. Well, you drop your kid off, but then you get your workout in.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. So we offer different age groups for our kids, 8 to 12, 12 to 14, and 14 to 18. And like you were saying, we offer very similar times. So the student athletes will work out over here on this side of our gym, and then you can, like you said, you drop them off, and then head on over yourself and take a Forever Athlete class. And everyone's doing that at the same time. Your family all together, staying happy and healthy, and we know the importance of getting our body moving. And so it's a really easy way and very convenient, it all being in one facility. You don't have to drop your kid off here and then go somewhere else. It's all right here for you.
I think that's such an awesome benefit, and we know how important health is right now, especially given everything that's currently still happening. So with a student athlete, you mentioned those age ranges. Do they need to be sport specific? Do they need to be the football player, the basketball player, the soccer player, or is it open?
Nope, it's just kind of general sports performance, and sports performance might even be the best way to put it. Just general performance training, right? So you'll work on things that will be applicable to any sport. If your child plays a sport, whether it's football, change of direction, linear speed, strength, soccer, all of that same stuff applies. Volleyball, all of that same stuff applies, right? So it's just very general, and they can take that and translate it to their sport practice, getting that base here. And then we also have athletes that don't play a sport, and that's awesome for them to come in and still want to stay healthy and still get their body moving in proper movement patterns and things like that, just to stay active, right? They might be more into gaming and coding, and that's great.
I have one of those.
Yeah, exactly. But still getting that, and they're able to do that in school and outside of their programs there, but then come here and still keep themselves healthy and happy and moving. I think it's super important, and it pairs well. So they don't have to play a sport, right? It's just general performance training.
And just general health.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have a kid who he plays football, but if given a choice, he might game for 8 hours. And so getting the family out, getting them moving with Forever Athlete, student athlete plan, family plan, 10% off, and also y'all are offering anyone can come in and try athlete training and health for a week, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, so we offer that to anyone who's looking for a new gym, just maybe already at a gym, maybe they're not happy, looking for another gym. You can come in and try a free week. Student athlete, Forever Athlete, anyone, free week of classes, so just test it out. I mean, it's always important to kind of try something sometimes before you purchase, so we offer that here.
I think that's so important. You want to kind of feel the vibe of the gym, and
absolutely.
I mean, I know that's important to me. And speaking of kind of feeling the vibe, we do also want to point out the vibe is clean here, y'all.
Yes.
When you walk in, it's a huge facility, by the way. We'll kind of take you on a short tour, but there's a lot of equipment here. But there are sanitization buckets. You guys are always encouraging the athletes to wipe down between, movements. You're wiping down, you're cleaning, all of that.
For sure. We go the extra step here because we know, in the times that we're in, with all of the crazy health problems that are going on in the world, we want the environment to be inviting in that way as well. So we have a big, large turf area that gets sprayed down in between the morning classes, afternoon classes, all the equipment's getting sprayed. And like you said, even in class, we're always encouraging with our wet wipes that are out. After you use your dumbbells, your barbell, okay, wipe it down, put it back, and then we'll all continue on with the rest of our workout. So we try our best to make sure all the athletes that come in here feel comfortable with regards to the health aspects.
Yeah, and I think you really, really do. And it doesn't smell like a big sweat box, which is nice because that does happen. And so, yeah, and I think that's also, by the way, I think that's such an important etiquette point. If you go to any gym, wipe your stuff down.
Wipe your stuff down. Yep.
Let's just do that, just to keep everyone healthy, safe, and clean. Why don't we take a quick little tour, and then if we can kind of just pan around to this area here. So this is typically what happens over here.
So this side is primarily for our student athletes. This is where our student athlete classes occur on the regular, so daily. We've got a solid amount of turf here. I believe it's about 35 yards. As you can see, a ton of equipment down there, lots of space to do all sorts of stuff, right? This is where the turf part of their training occurs.
Okay.
So typically they'll spend, depending on what their class is, they'll spend maybe about 45 minutes, 30 minutes out here on the turf, and then they'll transition into the big weight room that we have here.
Yeah, this is huge. I love the turf too, because it really does kind of mimic what some of those athletes may be doing. And there's an amazing amount of work that can happen on turf too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And we even on Saturdays as well. So I know you guys will see here in a minute, but our Forever athletes spend a good chunk of time during the week on their other side. But on Saturdays, when we have our big Forever athlete class, which we open up to a lot more people, we bring you guys over here so that you're able to kind of get a different, work in a different space than you're used to working with. We get to bring out a little more equipment on this side. There's more room for activities over here. So yeah, we'll have the Forever athletes over here as well.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so now we have the big mama jama weights and squats. I know you can also do the pull-ups from up there as well. Y'all pull the bars down to do some of the, more of the lifts.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So this again is kind of the student athlete side. The Forevers, like I said, we'll get to use this on Saturdays. But the front side, we've just got our half rack here. If you notice on the back side, we've got a big full rack. And those racks that are actually on the back side are all air pressurized. So it's a little bit of a different feel than typical barbell and plates. So it's definitely, it's a different experience. It feels a little bit different, but it is awesome. It's top of the line here with all of our guys' equipment.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful equipment. So we'll kind of walk it this way. People who have done CrossFit and those things, you're familiar with the box jumps?
Boxes for box jumps, step ups, we can use them in a ton of different ways.
Yeah, and how long have you worked here?
So I've been here since 2019. I came on, and we have a great internship program that we run. So I was lucky enough to kind of get involved with that, and have been with the company ever since.
Awesome. Okay, so this is expansive, y'all.
Yes,
It
very
goes
big.
all the way back. We're going to walk through to our Forever athlete side. This looks a little bit different.
Yes,
Okay.
a little bit different.
So we have our Forever athlete side. So you want to tell us a little bit about some of the equipment in here?
Yes, so some of the equipment you'll see, again, we've got all of our racks set up along the walls. We've got extra pieces of cardio equipment. I know it's something big that a lot of our Forever athletes are looking into and wanting to do good cardio workouts. We've got that for them as well, and it's also incorporated into the class. We're kind of different in the sense that to us, cardio isn't just getting on a piece of equipment. We're doing it, we're moving our body throughout class as well. So it's a little bit of a different form, but we do still offer that got our awesome Kaiser machines over here. You'll see all of them lined up. Very similar to like I described over there with the racks.
Okay.
But they're just a little bit smaller. It's still an air pressurized system, kind of pulley system. Very cool. And then a good chunk of turf over here for the forever athletes. So it's a little bit smaller, but that's just kind of because, you know, as we grow and get older, we're not looking to do as much turf work as maybe the student athletes are. They're playing those field sports. They need a little bit of a bigger space. Still important to move our body over here as forever athletes as well. It's just a little bit smaller, just because it's a little bit less extensive with jumping and sprinting. We do still incorporate that. And then just all our things and stuff. You see it's kind of set up for a class right now. This is where all the adult stuff happens.
I love it.
The adult side. It's kind of cool though too to kind of have their own little section of the gym. It's a little bit off to the side compared to the student athletes, so kind of get that smaller feel as well.
Yeah, it feels a little more intimate. So how often, let's talk about Forever Athlete, how often can you come?
Okay.
What do the programs look like? Do you sign up in advance? How does that work?
Yeah. So how it kind of works is the way we structure our classes. The first 3 days, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, are a little bit more strength dominant. The back half of the week, Thursday through Saturday, is a little bit more high intensity driven. So if you're a member with us, you can come in Monday through Saturday, so up to 6 times a week.
Okay.
We kind of program over here, like I said, in those kind of 3 blocks for the week. We program in 3-month blocks as well, so we try and give you guys the best programming that we can give you. We really put a good amount of thought into what happens, as well as the student athlete side.
And so, and it's programming that you're not going to come in and do the same workout Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You are going to get something different each time.
We know that it's very easy to get bored kind of just doing the same thing over and over again, so we really try and give you guys the variety that I know a lot of people are looking for. Things are changing all the time from each day of the week, and then from each week in the month, and then from each month of the year. Everything is totally, you know, changeable, interchanging, all sorts of stuff.
Well, and I think, guys, that's really important because not only do you want to not get bored, but you also don't want to like cherry pick your workouts where you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing any of that this week. And so at least you know you're going to get something different each and every time that you walk in here. So, and anything else you would like to share about the Forever Athlete or Student Athlete program or what y'all are doing here?
No, I think I'd like to say that I think what we're doing here is very unique. It's very different, and I think getting people in here to see kind of what we have to offer. I think once you come in, you're going to be, you'll see kind of what we have to offer here with regards to what our programming looks like, what kind of facility we have. This is top notch. You're not going to get something like this in just your Joe Schmo big box gym. It's very, very impressive what we've put together at our facilities. I think just getting in and trying it, you'll be hooked. So
I'm with you on that, and you guys can try it out, remember, for a week free. So there's no obligation, and so if you're up in the North Houston area, make sure you come on by. We're off of Student Airline. And then there's also our Katy location, and so that one is conveniently off of I-10 in Katy. So if you're in the Katy area, but I think you're right. This is totally different than just your average. Pay $19.99 a month, no accountability, and nothing programmed for you. They're doing it all for you guys here, and I think it's awesome. Get and take advantage of that family plan. Come work out with your kids. I think that's such a good model for us as moms, for our kids to see us working out, not just on our phones too. It's guilty as well. So thank you so much for the tour and taking us around. And y'all, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, comments about athlete training and health up in the Spring area or in Katy, please drop them below. We will make sure they come and get answered for you. We'll also drop those links for membership and all of the things you need to do for that. So until next time, we will see you guys. Meagan Clanahan.